What's up, people? We are back with more of Katawa Shoujo. In the previous video, Lilly is still gone, so yeah, we're just gonna have to be without her for a little while longer, but I'm hoping she's gonna come back either this episode or next one. So without further ado, let us just quickly hope she's gonna return soon and continue. Walking through the lobby to the cafeteria, I silently rue my daily routine having been completely thrown off. It had seemed like a normal day. I arrived in class before most, due to waking up early and having become quite adept at chucking down my pills without choking as I get ready for the day. But as students trickled in, one never materialized. Hanako. Oh, where is she? I step inside, my eyes scanning the expanse of the cafeteria in search of a suitable place to take a seat. It's a task made more difficult by the groups of students moving about and busily talking. Gah! A hand pounds my back hard a couple of times, severely winding me. I couldn't care less about the culprit, as I focused my thoughts on my chest in a near-automatic reaction. Oh no! Who's trying to kill me? My hand instinctively tightens on my breast, and I start going through the steps I rehearse in my mind every other day. Breathe steadily. In and out. With a measure of relief, I can slowly feel my chest becoming less tense by the time I look back up, and my face is covered in sweat from the experience. It's freaking Kenji? Hey, man, are you okay? God damn it, don't do that, you idiots! He retreats back, an expression of unease written on his face. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have barked at him, considering he had no way to know. I give a sigh and right myself with some difficulty. Sorry, I just have some chest problems. Sharp knocks aren't good. It seems strange to see him so upset. The fact that I can't do anything about it irritates me. Let's get lunch. Okay, it's good to have some company for once. We start off to the serving line. One good thing is that Kenji and I can make small talk nowadays, as opposed to my only interaction with him being anti-feminist lectures. So this is what we've resorted to now, huh? There's no Lilly, so we just decided yeah, I guess the best person to hang out with. Well, there's no Lilly and no Hanako, so the third option is apparently Kenji. Seems like it'd be hard to find an empty table. There's a few people I wouldn't mind sitting with. Nobody's like you, though. I could feel a shiver run through my spine. Clarify that now. They don't listen. Their minds are closed. It's the media, man. The goddamn brainwashing mainstream feminist fascist media. He takes a breath, and I savor the second of silence. Damn, they control everything. Everything but you and me. I relax a little while we grab our food and drink. So, what you got for me? Huh? Come on, you've been hanging around Sato and that other chick for ages now. Rumors are all over my class, and probably some of the others too. Eavesdropping isn't a good habit. Let me guess, you never do it? Not even when you're bored? Really? Well, fine. Point taken. Both of us stop to have soup ladled into a couple of small bowls and placed onto our trays. The concoction that lands into the bowl looks pretty questionable, but at least it smells reasonably good. As we take our seats at a miraculously free table, I try to think of something that would actually interest him at all. I hope I can come up with an acceptable topic. I found an answer to that question you asked a couple of weeks back, where Lilly's non-Japanese half comes from, that is. Good, man. It's Russia, right? Totally Russia. Scotland. He's visibly stopped in his tracks. Scotland? Yeah, that was my reaction too. She can speak English fluently and everything. Damn it! Do you realize what this means? How terrifying this news is to me! I think he's hyperventilating. Passing out for a little while would probably make him more relaxed than he normally is. Humor him, ignore his insane ramblings. To be honest, the thing is, I feel like I kind of need some entertainment to keep our mind off of Lilly for a while, until she returns. So I think I'm just actually gonna humor Kenji here. Whereas normally I'd be like, yeah, okay, here he's gonna go off again on one of his strange rants and whatnot. But I'm actually kind of interested in hearing it now, so fine. I have no idea what it means. Please enlighten me. I just lost 1,000 yen, man! 1,000 yen! Damn, this is the worst day ever! You're kidding me. You made a bet about her nationality? One of the dudes in my class was bugging me about it. I gave him some of my wisdom, and he had the audacity to say that my logic was wrong. So, what did he think? Germany or something. It doesn't matter. What matters is my 1,000 yen! Damn! This day is ruined thanks to her! What a bitch! Oh, Kenji, you take that back right now. I'm gonna take the glasses off your face and then do something. Probably hide his glasses. He looks utterly devastated as he wolfs down several clumps of his soggy soy-soaked rice. It only takes a few mouthfuls before he pokes his chopsticks at me, stabbing the air repeatedly in revelation. Why? Didn't your mother ever tell you not to speak with your mouth full? He gives me a dirty look before choking down the rest of the food left in his mouth and taking a gulp of juice. It's rather unsightly. Remembering my own food sitting in front of me, I decide to get the task of eating the cafeteria food over and done with as fast as possible. The sooner I do so, the sooner the experience will be over. So, as I was saying, why would anyone want to live in that place anyway? I mean, what is there to see? Grassy plains. That's it! Lots and lots of grassy plains. And men in kilts. Good point there. I'm not sure which is worse, this food or his world view. I can feel my face being dragged down by the combined weights. Not that he'd notice or care. It's not that bad. Why do you care about her so much anyway? She's just your class representative, after all. He gives a malevolent chuckle. Were this anyone but Kenji, I'd feel uneasy at how he sounds. I finally found a chink in the Feminist Legion's armor. It took a while, but I'm confident this is going to be how we can bring down the whole system. I'm about to blow your mind. Are you ready? Alright, my mind is on pre-blown settings, so blow it away, Kenji. I tune out his rambling for a moment as I finish my rice and start on the unappetizing soup. One taste is enough to confirm that it's cold. Well, ready as I'll ever be. I confirmed that Lilly is in the mafia! What? There's no Scottish mafia, I think. Yeah, they all ride in sheep instead of, in limousines. What? Alright, stay with me for a second here, and I'll describe the scene. I wish I could do otherwise. Lilly's there, walking down the street after school. You're not stalking her, are you? No! Damn, man! I do have some sense of self-preservation, but not dignity, or morals, or social standards. Anyway, as I was saying, this car pulls up next to her, and guess who steps out? A man in a pinstripe suit! Waves her in, and the two just leave just like that. I tell you, man, she's under protection. Under protection? Really? I'm pretty sure that the man in this pinstripe suit he's talking about is Akira, right? A man in a... Oh, I can see where this is going now. It takes effort not to sign exasperation. Let me guess. This man was about average height, had a slightly slender build, had blonde hair, looked foreign, and smiled a lot, and not to forget to mention was a girl. He looks positively stunned. I take advantage of the moment and quiet to quickly gulp a mouthful of cold soup. It seems you're more observant than I thought. Guess what, Kenji? I'm in the Mafia too, and our assignment is to take you out. Yes, I've chosen well. He giggles a little and nods to himself so dramatically that it looks comical. I can't tell whether it's intentional or not, and that fact makes me frown. This has important ramifications, you know. If she really is connected to people like them, and we're smart about what we do with this information, we could turn this into our greatest weapon against the student council. Once he starts rambling into conspiracy territory, my juice suddenly becomes of much more importance. My only half listening to his pontifications, my mind drifts to the matter of Lilly and her antipathy for Shizune. The past between them is steadily becoming more coherent, but I'm not even sure if I should be learning of her past this way. Indeed, even if I do work out what went on, it really doesn't seem like my business to go and interfere. Damn, not having Lilly around is making my thoughts wander. I'm noticeably more bored and sullen without her company, and the same goes for Hanako. All we do during lunch anymore is eat and play chess. Come to think of it, I need to go check on Hanako after school too. Considering her much improved attendance, I'm guessing she's come down with something. Oh, Nakai? I stop as I'm about to leave the classroom, turning on the ball of my heel to meet Muto. He's holding out to me a couple of worksheets he'd worked on during the day with his long, lanky arm. Would you mind giving these to Ikezawa? I normally ask one of the girls to do it, but I assume you'll be checking on her. For a moment, I briefly considered the possibility of that being more than an innocent prediction. I quickly discard the idea though, as it's hard to think of him acting in such a Machiavellian way. It's not in his nature. Sure, no problem. No probs at all. Alright, Hanako. Is she even at home? Don't tell me something happened to her. Walking up the hallway of the girls' dormitory, several ideas of why Hanako's been absent float around my head. The most obvious of them is just a simple cold. What if this is just actually like a turning point in either route where they just like, haha, you thought you were in the Lilly route and then nope, you're actually in the Hanako route. I don't think you could like happen to switch routes in the middle while you're already in one. I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but it just feels like the setup for this, like it could actually happen. Oh, Lilly leaves for 2 weeks and then you actually start to like Hanako more and more, and then, you know, when Lilly returns, the chemistry isn't there as it used to be, and you and Hisao and Hanako actually grew together much more closer, and then, yep, you're actually in the Hanako route. I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen, but the setup for it could make it that way. That said, she may not even be sick at all. It's been almost a week since Lilly left, and despite her at least appearing to be normal, I've suspected she's somewhat more insecure about it than she's letting on. Eventually I come to Hanako's dormitory room, its simple brown door separating us. Her room's position next to Lilly's is extremely convenient, and probably a large contributor to their meeting in the first place. Grimacing slightly at the prospect of her being sick, I rap my knuckles on the door. Silence. I listen intently for any sound of shuffling coming from inside, but I can't hear a thing. I knock on the door again, slightly harder. Still no answer. How strange. Alright, we gotta look in the library. A door opens behind me. A freckled and somewhat scrawny underclassman I don't recognize comes out and is briefly taken off guard by my presence. Hi. Ask about Hanako, keep it to myself. I don't know. I feel like Hisao is kind of just a more outgoing person now. Like, I feel like if he was old Hisao, and if it wasn't like the way that he's been shaped currently by both Lilly and Hanako, I feel like he would probably keep it more to himself. But I think Hisao actually just, like, he's grown a lot within this very short amount of time. So I think he would actually ask about Hanako, and I'm actually genuinely concerned somewhat, right? Because if she's not in her home, like, yeah, the only place she could be is the library, but still, it's her neighbor is here now, so we might as well ask her, right? Actually, this is a rather fortuitous meeting. Hey, excuse me. Do you know if Hanako's come out of her room today or not? She doesn't seem to be answering. Ikizawa is Ikizawa. Her not answering the door is totally normal. That tall foreign girl is the only person she ever talked to after all. She gives a shrug before walking off down the hallway, having much more important matters to attend to than Hanako or me. Her dismissive attitude annoys me. Hanako must have a reputation as a hermit, a reputation that doesn't seem outright undeserved, at least in the time before we'd met. Exactly, but once you meet her and once you get to know her, you realize she's not a hermit. Scratching my head, I make one last attempt at getting Hanako to answer as I knock on the door one final time. Hanako, it's just me. Muto said to give you some stuff. For a while, the attempt just seems as unsuccessful as the last. Just before I slip the sheets under her door, though, I can hear the handle rattling. Oh, she's actually there? Oh, Hanako. As the door opens halfway, I do my best to look Hanako over as quickly as possible. It's a task made somewhat more difficult by her oversized gown hiding so much of her body. She doesn't look sick, or at least not immediately so. To be honest, I'd have preferred that to her expression right now. Hi, Hanako. Muto wanted me to give you these since you weren't in class today. I hold out the loose sheets, which she tentatively takes in her hands. The way she moves is weird, devoid of thought, as if she's some kind of mechanical automaton rather than a living being. Are you okay? If you're feeling sick or anything, I could get the nurse. That's actually a character that I kinda miss, because the nurse only really shows up in Act 1 and in the Emmy route, but last two routes, in this one and the Rin route, we haven't met the nurse at all, and I actually thought he was kind of a comical character, so yeah, kinda missed that goofy bastard. It feels almost pitiful to put on such a routine, get well soon act. I can't think of anything else I could possibly do for her though. She seems to collect herself a little at the notion, but only a little. I'm fine. Okay. Is she? An awkward silence follows, eventually ended by her nodding solemnly in farewell and closing the door. The entire experience feels surreal. More than a little put off, I wander back to my room and hope that she'll be better by tomorrow, despite not knowing exactly what's wrong with her. I imagine she must just be missing Lilly a lot, I think. Because, sure, a huge part of her progress that she's made as well is partly due to Hisao, but I feel like the only reason that happened, right, was because of Lilly. The only reason she even gave Hisao the possibility of Hanako to open up to Hisao was because Hisao is kind of friends with Lilly, you know? So it kind of forced Hanako to also open up a little bit towards Hisao, because otherwise it would be extremely freaking awkward. It's better that if you just have, if you're a friend of someone and that friend is a really good friends with someone else, if you're hanging out with those a lot, it's better just to become all friends rather than just only be friends with the other person and not with their best friend, because that will make things awkward. It's just better for everyone to get along, So I think that's partly due to reason, and maybe now that Lilly is gone, she feels less obligation, almost not really obligation, but like a less stronger version of that to interact with us or something, or to talk with us, or I don't know. But it could just be that she's like homesick from Lilly, because it's already been a week, and I think Hanako is actually extremely dependent on Lilly. So for her to be this long without her, like, I think the first couple of days she'd be like, oh, okay, it's like fine, and then she kind of leaned on us a little bit. But the more and more, and the longer and longer it takes for Lilly to return, I feel like Hanako is just kind of going in a downward spiral. Hope that's not the case though. Once again, I find myself in front of Hanako's door after another of her unexplained absences from class. Nothing. Considering this is the second day in a row she's been like this, I'm starting to worry about her. Summoning my willpower, I decide to try one last way to get her to respond. Hanako, if you don't say anything, I'll go get the nurse for you. Go away. What? It's hard to tell whether her tone's one of depression, anger, or both. What in the world can I actually do to help her if she doesn't even want help? The message is clear enough. I just can't leave her like this though. Just sitting in her rooms for days on end. Rubbing my temples in thought, I withdraw to my own room to think about just how to proceed. Rationality is what's needed here, as an overreaction may just make matters worse. Oh, Hanako, don't do this. I dig around drawer after drawer of my desk, looking where I put the damned piece of paper. Before she left, Lilly told me the number to call her on while in Scotland, and I wrote it down. And now that I need it though, the damn thing is... here. I probably should have entered it directly into my cell phone, come to think of it. Without further ado, I enter the numbers and anxiously press the call button. Oh, here we go. Come on, Lilly, please. Please answer the phone. The fact the phone rings at all shows that I got the prefix for a skull to Scotland right, at least. I never made an international call before, so that's some comfort. Eventually, the phone picks up. A feminine voice I don't recognize on the other end. It's probably Lilly's mother. Sato? English? Suddenly finding myself unprepared, I realize I can't understand the words she says, either due to my limited vocabulary or her heavy accent. I should have anticipated it, since according to Lilly, her mother is a native Scot. I soldier on in the hope that she must know some Japanese, considering it's her daughter's native language. It's Hisao Nakai speaking. An enthusiastic sound of realization can be heard as she recognizes the language. A feeling of relief is immense. You must be one of Lilly's friends from school, correct? Even so, her accent means I have to concentrate to work out what she's saying. Yes, that's right. Pleased to speak to you, Mrs. Sato. It's so nice of her to find someone so polite. Lilly dear, it's for you. Her mother seems nice, if a little over-enthusiastic, given the mundane situation. There's a small silence as Lilly takes her time getting to the phone. In the distance, I can just make out her mother scolding her playfully for just getting up. Hello, Lilly speaking. You sound awful. She makes a sound somewhere between a dying animal and a yawn. The one thing I did remember to check before calling was the time zone. It'd be pretty late in the morning over there, so she really has no excuse. Not feeling well? Just tired. What time is it there? Late afternoon. School finished for the day not long ago. You're really not a morning person, are you? I don't need you making fun of it as well. It takes a measure of restraint to not laugh at her pained groan. Poor girl. How are you doing over there then? Bar the mornings. It's been enjoyable. After not meeting them for so long, just having a meal together with my parents is nice. Though the pool and the sheer size of the house might have something to do with that as well. Uh-oh. Even if they're not in Japan, from the way it sounds, her family must be pretty wealthy to live so luxuriously. All things are right with you and Hanako? Damn. I was hoping that wouldn't be brought up so quickly. I take a moment to try and sort out exactly how to describe the situation without causing her undue worry, but she picks up on that without a word being said. Hanako is not well. Is she? How did you know? Because today is her birthday. I'd hoped she might have gotten at least a little better after coming to know you. But how is she right now? She missed school yesterday and seemed out of sorts when I checked up on her. Today she missed school again and just told me to go away. I've really got no idea what to make of it. Has this happened in the past? Is it related to her scarring in some way? Unfortunately so. Roughly the same thing happened last year when her birthday came up. As far as I can tell, it's because her parents died in the accident that caused her scarring, and Hanako blames herself for their deaths. Oh my god. Isn't this like this sounds like a huge spoiler for the possible Hanako route that we'll be doing after this. Unless you kind of get this fact from Lilly as well in like a kind of a also non-important way. Like in this case it doesn't seem to be that revealing. It's not like a big reveal like, oh, the reason why she's so sad and she's been sad for a whole week. I don't know, like I don't know exactly how the Hanako route is gonna go, but if this piece of information which is kind of being thrown out here like it's not that it's not a big deal, but it's not that big of a reveal of the information in this route, and that's kind of as it's being said here. But what if in the Hanako route it's just like such a big reveal and now we already know the information? I don't think that would be the case though. We'll see. We'll worry about that when the Hanako route comes along. What she does seem to make sense. If she's blaming herself on her birthday, she may well be ruining that she was ever born. The fact that Lilly seems so in the dark about it though, almost to the same extent that I am, is a surprise. So that's why she lives in the student dormitories as well. Has she told you any more about the accidents? As close as we've come, she's barely told me anything about what happened. What I know about it is largely conjecture. She sounds depressed, almost defeated, considering the trauma Hanako must have gone through. I really can't fault Lilly for not knowing. Nevertheless, she still seems to consider it a personal failing. Don't blame yourself, Lilly, with everything she's gone through. I know. Thank you, Hisao. I'm sorry I can't be of more help to you. It's fine. I'll just give it some more thought. Thanks. And have a good time in Scotland. Don't tell me Lilly is actually like considering staying there either longer or even permanently. Lilly, no. Please tell me you're having a fun time, but not too fun of a time that you're willing to stay there forever. It's nothing. Thank you for taking care of Hanako. Okay. Bye. Goodbye. Why goodbye? Goodbye is like farewell, right? That you'll never see each other again or never talk to each other again? Huh? And with that, the line goes silent. I don't think she would do that, no, Because I think Lilly knows as well that Hanako is like really dependent on Lilly. I think. So I don't think she could even leave Hanako behind like that and just stay in Scotland permanently. I don't know though. Like it sounded like she wanted to say something, and I was like, no, never mind. Might as well not. Better not to bring it up now. Amid the seemingly only increased number of questions I can't answer, the most immediate is what Lilly was going to say. Oh no! I'm an idiot! She must have thought I was calling to talk with her, but I only asked for help with Hanako. Even more shameful than that is the fact that such an appraisal would be largely correct. Well, first things first. For now, I need to at least sort out Hanako and make sure that she's actually eating okay. The occasional passing students give badly hidden glances at the plate of food I carried to the female dormitories. It's hardly a meal to be proud of, only being an instant microwave meal from the convenience store, wow. But it should at least fill her up. Eventually, I arrive outside of her room, after having to ward off a couple of girls who jokingly tried to pilfer the food I'd taken so long to procure. I decided to forgo knocking, since it was proven to be an utterly useless measure, and it's somewhat difficult to do with my hands full. Hanako, it's Hisao. I know you're listening. I got some food for you. Silence. As I expected. I'll leave it beside your door. Please, eat it at least. Okay? There. I've said my piece. Now it's up to her, and then we're gonna put the food in front of her door as like a bait, and we'll be hiding around the corner, and then when she comes out we'll be just running towards her door and then step inside and like, yes, we got inside. Now Hanako, tell us what's wrong. Putting the plate down, I walk back to my own room to eat dinner. We really left? Huh. By the time I returned to Hanako's dormitory, a good hour's passed. Thankfully, there isn't anything to be seen beside her door. I walk back, at least somewhat happier that she's eating. If she intends to get through this by herself, then being able to help, even if it's just in such a small way, is at least something. That's true. Such unfortunate timing though, isn't it? The fact that that Lilly is gone during this time of year in which Hanako is kind of like the most fragile. Because the way that Lilly made it sound was that the accident sort of either took place around her birthday on her birthday exactly. So that's why, like, whenever it's her birthday, she probably must feel like really kind of traumatized about it. So, or you know, not have a good feeling about your birthday, kind of like I had. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like this is probably a yearly occurrence for her, right? Where she just sort of feels down, feels guilty about the whole situation, about her past and what's happened with her parents. And I mean, we don't know the ins and outs of it, right? But we can definitely imagine that if your parents die and you have something to do for it, some people just really take the blame on themselves, even though there was no way that they are to blame for it. Some people just automatically do that, just think like, oh, what if even if it was the minuscule thing that they think might make a difference, even though in reality it wouldn't make a difference at all, they will still blame themselves for that. So yeah, I can definitely understand sort of what Hanako is feeling right now, but it's a little bit unfortunate that Lilly isn't here as well to kind of help her through it. But it's good that Hisao is at least trying in his own way, and in the small, even like small things like that, I really think is really important, you know. Even if Hanako wants to go through this alone, just the fact that Hanako knows that Hisao is there for her, I feel like that is probably just such a huge help for her. Even if she doesn't let it know, even if she doesn't even really use the help either, just the fact that she knows the fact that, you know, that someone is actually there for her and someone cares about her and is willing to help her if she needs it, if she wants it, like that is just such a big deal and should definitely not be underestimated. But yeah, Lilly kind of returned somewhat. We only heard her voice, we didn't really see her, but we'll call it a half return, a temporary return on the phone. But oh my god, I can't wait for her to come back. But I feel like we kind of need to figure out what's going on with Hanako first. Like if it's just really something that she just has to mull over or think about for a couple of days, and then when their birthday has passed and she sort of like put it behind her again for this year, then she'll be back to her normal self. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out in the next video. So I really feel like this is the Lilly Hanako route, almost like this is a shared route or something, because like Lilly is not here and now it's mostly the primary focus is Hanako. Not that I mind at all, I definitely don't, because especially considering how close these two characters are, but I just find it really interesting. So yeah, it's a cool fact. But we're gonna continue more in the next video with hopefully helping out Hanako some more and eventually waiting for Lilly's return as well. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.